first of all, the book about your current life would be amazing, but you literally, it's like a rom-com. You meet someone in chemistry class did you see my reaction? I was like, oh my God, she made that up. Chemistry class, you can't script it any better. And then 55 years later, okay. Elaine, are you sure maybe he's not afraid to leave you and he stayed in the relationship? I mean, I'm just asking because especially nowadays, he might have wanted to leave. When did you start BJJ? How long ago? How many years?
6 years.
Oh, yeah. 6 years. Let's just say the last 6 years, he hasn't been that happy. He didn't want it to make it.
He had been happy. He would make me miserable. I'm just saying that. Yeah. I'm the peacemaker in the family. It ain't him.
I'm gonna find his.
Is there anything better than a trip getting ready? Nope. For a long journey where our podcast released a new app and searching for a fade fiend, new fixation. Giving this a subscribe is the same sensation. Started with the day ones, they gave us fuel to support the season. Could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here for a reason. Notification bells, have some friends, all to let you know. Check your Bluetooth, connect, talk your wisdom out.
Welcome in, everyone. Episode 211, Elaine in the Membrane, with our guest, Elaine Wynn. All she does is win, 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 no matter what. Elaine, first of all, for those who don't know, you're a viral sensation because you are about to turn 76 and you do the grappling arts. You do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But let's just start with, do you come out with theme music? Because with the last name of Wynn, that DJ Khaled song, I gotta know. What do you come out to music?
Listen, on competitions, there's probably 10 or 12 mats going at one time.
Yeah.
I'm just one of the many that are doing that.
Yeah.
So no, I don't come out to music. But secondly, Wynn is my middle name, and my granddaughter put that on Instagram because my last name is really long. It's a German name, Beiersdorfer, and she thought that's just too long to put. So she put my middle name. Yeah. So it's actually Elaine Wynn Beiersdorfer. So.
Oh, yeah. Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Nein. My husband's German. I'm not German.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
I'm a mutt. He says I'm a mutt.
Well, at this point, as long as this country's been around and with all the, we all are. I tell you, but I was born in Germany, so.
Oh wow.
So Viva Deutschland to your husband.
Yeah, I'll tell him.
Okay, so then I am kind of curious then, we all are, but when you're training or maybe even before you get on the mat, do you go with earbuds, and what are you listening to? Like what fuels you musically?
Well, I don't ever carry earbuds or anything with me when I'm in competition. I'm thinking too much about what I'm trying to do or get psyched up to do. But as far as music, quite frankly, these days I'm mainly listening to modern religious music on my phone. Oh. And then I'm sort of eclectic about everything else. But yeah, it sort of gets me started during the day, praise music or whatever. And I'm in the middle of the Bible Belt, so there's that.
Yes, yep, I understand. Well, I'm a preacher's son. And growing up in some Southern churches as I did, Elaine, when that church music gets started, and in my churches, people get up and they start shouting. that you would think that you're in a mosh pit or a rock and roll slam dancing event because. Yeah. Bodies start bumping, but that music feels so good to me, Elaine. And I probably like if some good church music, like fast music, came on while I was jogging, I'd probably start sprinting. I might be weird though. I've been around a lot of church music.
Well, then you and I are both weird.
Well, that's why we're talking today. I'm going to start there also. Thank you for your time coming on with us, Elaine. I got to be cheesy, but I'm really excited. I mean, you and what the videos we see of you online, come on. So Elaine, I gotta know. I'm gonna be offensive here. I lied, listeners. I told her this was gonna be fun, but I'm gonna offend her right now. So, Elaine, you're at church bingo. You just won bingo. This is a stereotype. I'm sorry, Elaine.
I've never played bingo in church, but okay, good.
Yeah, you won bingo, and you stand up, you yell bingo, and now we all look at the person that wins, and we're all mad. But then when we see it's Elaine, we're like, well, all right, that's good. We break eye contact. No one wants to mess with you. Am I right, Elaine?
Most people don't know what I do, quite frankly. I'm more known outside the United States, really, than in the United States. And certainly, except for my family and close friends, nobody knows around here what I do. Unless they see it on Facebook, you know.
I am heavy into the grappling arts. So that's why I'm sure you popped up in my feed. But to your point, a lot of the grappling arts, judo, jiu-jitsu, they're international. And to get a world championship and high ranking, I know in judo, you have to compete in some tournaments outside of America. Is it kind of like that for jiu-jitsu?
No, I mean, they have the World Masters in Las Vegas. They have the Pan American Games in Orlando. Oh. And Orlando's, I mean, I can drive to Orlando.
Oh, wow.
So I've been there several times. But most other competitions that are anywhere near me, there's nobody my age competing. I'm sort of out-aged and out-belted most of my competitors, truthfully.
Okay, Elaine, what belt are you right now?
I'm a purple belt. 3-stripe purple belt. Yes.
Wait a minute. All right. For everybody, we're in the early days of August 2024. It's a Sunday. This could change, but she's a purple belt. I'm going to say that is any white belt could take you out, right, Elaine? Purple, we're not impressed by that, right?
Depends on the age and the size of the white belt. I mean, truthfully, because I'm 4'11". I weigh 110. You know,
oh my gosh.
I'm not exactly a very big person. So yeah, I can get tapped by a white person a white belt if they know what they're doing. If they don't, I'm gonna strangle them. So there you go.
Oh my God. Elaine, let's go back to what you did. So I was going a different way, and then you took it serious, and then you said, well, I'm gonna be humble. And I'm going to say there could be a white belt out there that could get me. And you're right. Level-headed Elaine says, depending on their size and stuff. But then at the end, you said, well, but I can strangle you. Oh, my gosh, Elaine, this is so awesome. Okay, how do conversations with you go, again, with the normal people who do know, family. I got another scenario. I gave you the bingo scenario. So it's Christmas. You invited me and my family over. We're all having some cider with you early in the morning. Fireplace is crackling, and we're all opening each other's gifts. Elaine got me a gift. Thanks, Elaine. We'll open the one that I got you later. Let me open yours first. I open it. Socks. It's so boring. It's socks. But I don't want to say that out loud because she's going to strangle me. That's what I feel like.
I would laugh. Actually, that's my sort of a go-to thing as I start laughing, and very inappropriate times, quite frankly. Like funerals in the middle of church. I mean, I can't help it. I'm sorry. That's what I do.
So then I want to go a little further with that, if I may. I'm in a whole nother state. So although I'm a little afraid, you can't come through the interweb and get me. But I'm gonna watch what I say here. But Elaine, when's the last time someone has disagreed or told you no? Because I think we're all afraid of you because you're a big bad purple belt. So let's act. Come on, ask yourself, Elaine.
Not to be kidding. I mean, the only thing is somebody actually attacked me. I'm going to be serious on the street.
Yes.
They would be surprised at how much I fight. I might not live through it, but by gosh, I'm going to go down fighting, and they're going to be sorry they picked on me, one way or another. I'm just saying. Now, as far as family, no, I'm the easiest going person in the world. There's nothing offends me. You know, I never get mad, particularly. You know, it's just and I live with the Germans, so you know that builds character.
Yes, it does. Yeah, I'm sure that house is in order. I'm gonna another stereotype. I bet things are crisp and clean. All edges are secure. Everything's in its
no
bin.
idea. I mean,
So Elaine, it also comes to the point of, okay, we're still in the holidays. Everyone's coming in, getting hugs. Something tells me the hugs with you are a little too long and they get uncomfortable. Is that because you're sizing people up and you're whispering in their ear, any second now I could make you tap? Like, just asking.
oh, probably not. I leave my jiu-jitsu on the mat.
Okay.
I've got a grandson that was pestering his sister, and I'm thinking, yeah, you did that to me, you would be on the ground, but hey,
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right, Elaine, have you gotten any job offers? Because I'm thinking that if there's got to be a undercover security detail, you're the one. What kind of job offers are you getting?
But I'm very good at. I'm a good shot if they need a gun. But
this is even better.
Well, I mean, I don't carry one, obviously, but I wouldn't say obviously, but down here everybody gets. But no, I don't carry a gun.
Yeah,
no, I'm a fairly good shot. If need be, I could. And I probably would not be afraid to pull that trigger if I felt like I needed to. I'd do it. I mean, it's just my personality.
I can see it now. You've got on a 10-gallon hat. You got on some cowgirl boots. And you're totally open carry. I think you would be an open carry person. You're not pulling out from under your blazer. And then you're saying to yourself, yeah. And then you're saying to yourself, well, now I don't have to break a sweat. Bam. She's saying I could choke. Nah, I don't want to break a sweat. That's what I'm thinking. Nice and easy. So, all right, Elaine, let's come to some other things here. Okay. A lot of people want to know a little bit of the background. So we're going to come back to the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but we want to know, like, where does this story begin, and where it is in the current. But can you take us back? So where were you born? Where did you grow up? We want to kind of learn a little bit about that.
Okay. I was born and I grew up in Birmingham, Alabama, and we live a little south of Birmingham now in a small town. But I was born over on the east side of Birmingham. And grew up over there. I have two older brothers. Uh-huh. Well, they picked on me all the time, so I know how to fight.
Oh, Elaine, you're gonna, we're gonna. Oh my gosh, we're coming back to that. Growing up, I like to get to high school. I'll skip some of the other years. High school, senior year, you got your food in the cafeteria. What table are you going to sit at? Were you a jock? Were you the pretty girls? Were you the mean girls? Where were you sitting at after you got your tray and you had to go sit down?
Well, my senior year in high school, I was dating my husband at the time.
What?
Yeah, we've been married 55 years. We were high school sweethearts.
So I was
sitting with him, and he was the jock. But he didn't sit at jock tables. He sat wherever he wanted to sit. He's a So I would definitely be going to sit with him. I would.
All right. 55 years of marriage. I'm going to say when y'all first got married, he carried you across the threshold. Nowadays, you carry him across the threshold. He's not.
I'm going to tell you, this is the honest truth. My husband weighed 135 pounds when I married him. He was a distance runner, so he was, slender. Yeah. He weighs 138 now.
What?
I mean, that makes me mad. I mean, really.
Yes. It makes all of us mad.
20 pounds and he's getting nothing. And he still looks like he did in high school, except he's got gray hair.
So we're going here. He stays here, and the rest of us just keep on going with the weight. Oh my God.
That's pretty much it. I don't know that I was a really bad cook, but whatever it is.
Hey, Elaine, the joke. I'm supposed to have the jokes. That was good.
Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
That one was really good. You had that one sized up. Okay, Elaine, let's go back since I did this one before. When's the last time he did ask you to cook something and he disagreed with how it tasted?
You know, his mother was an amazing cook. I mean, she was wonderful. I couldn't boil water when I got married, and he has never complained one day in his life. I swear to goodness. It's amazing. And nowadays I've learned to cook pretty good. But really, he was very kind. Most of the time I'd call his mother and say, how do you bake a potato? I mean, I didn't know.
Oh, Elaine, wait a minute. What was it? Slim Pickens down in Birmingham? I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Man, he should have said
cream of the crock. I'm telling you, I did.
All
he
right.
looks better than all our young guys that we went to school with. And
yeah.
I'm telling you the truth. I have never sat on a park bench that he didn't dust it off before I sat down.
Oh, what a guy. What a guy.
It's odd, but he is true.
So when you guys are out and about, you guys are out dancing on Friday night. You guys are walking to the truck, and all of a sudden, I feel like this is a scene from Roadhouse. All of a sudden, there's some guys leaning against your truck. Does he take his arm out and say, hold on, honey, I got this? Or does he say, hey, honey, you got this? What happens?
All right. First of all, he's going to tell them they need to move their cells.
Okay.
If they actually started something, I probably know more than he could probably throw a pretty good punch. He's just not a fighter per se.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry to say.
Opposite the track.
Yeah, so I'm probably more likely the one to actually get in a scrap, you know.
Yeah.
But he could probably move him. He's unusually intimidating for his size. He's not very big, 5'6", 138. But I've had, I don't know how many people have told me my husband is very intimidating. So
that cold, icy
genetics. Yeah, it's genetics.
He's of the East German variety. They were a little more friendlier in the West. Don't tell him I said that. He's like, well, my grandpa did live in East Germany. So all right. So then you guys were high school sweethearts. Who made the move? Did you slide a note to him? Did he slide a note to you? How did this start?
We met in chemistry class. Almost flunked the course because of him. I was learning chemistry, but it wasn't from the book.
Oh my God!
It took me a year to get him to ask me out because he was dating an older girl at the time. So by the end of the junior year, he asked me out, and we just stayed together from then on.
Well, now it's 55 years, and she's probably a pleasant woman. I hope she doesn't see this episode, but good riddance. No.
She married 6 months after they broke up. So she just wanted to get, she was 2 years older than him. She wanted to get married.
Oh, biological clock. She heard it. She was like, biological clock.
And I was still a kid, so it didn't, that never crossed my mind.
This is, Elaine, are you going to write a book? First of all, the book about your current life would be amazing. But you literally, it's like a rom-com. You meet someone in chemistry class. Did you see my reaction? I was like, oh my God, she made that up. Chemistry class, you can't script it any better. And then 55 years later, wow. Okay. Elaine, are you sure maybe he's not afraid to leave you and he stayed in the relationship? I mean, I'm just asking, because especially nowadays, he might have wanted to leave. When did you start BJJ? How long ago? How many years?
6 years.
Yeah.
6 years.
Let's just say the last 6 years, he hasn't been that happy. He didn't want it to make it.
He had been happy. He would make me miserable. I'm just saying that. Yeah. I'm the peacemaker in the family. It ain't him.
I'm gonna find his phone number so I can FaceTime him. And you'll probably be in the room, but I'm gonna say, hey, blink if you're under duress. Are you okay? Are you scared for your life?
That man, I don't think he's ever been scared a day in his life.
Awesome. He sounds like a tough guy. and fun. So, man, I'm so happy you guys get to have that 55.
Would you like me to tell you about our first date, which was?
Oh, heck yeah. Yes, please.
We were invited to a banquet, a spring banquet, athletic banquet. He was a track star and a basketball star, and I was a cheerleader, so I got to go, but nobody else got to take dates. Just the cheerleaders were there and all the athletes. And so when he asked me, I was really excited. This was our first date, so I went around and asked around the school if anybody had ever gone out with Werner and what he was like. And every girl that I talked to said, "Oh, he's such a gentleman. He never kisses on the first date." And I'm going, "What? It took me a year to ask that. He's not going to kiss me." So he wins this huge trophy for most valuable track star, or whatever it is. And we're carrying it to the car. And I'm thinking, okay, I got a plan. I'm going to get into the car. I'm going to slide over into the middle. They were bench seats, and put the trophy down. And when he gets in, I'm going to say,
yes.
"Oh, Werner, I'm so proud of you." And then I'm going to kiss him. I get something. I get a kiss out of this. So this is what I do. I'm carrying the thing. I get in the car. I put it down, slide over, and he gets in. And I say, "Oh, Werner, I'm so proud of you." And he said, "Then how about a kiss?" And he went, "Oh," and he just laid me out on the bench. Oh. That's great.
You guys are thinking the same thing.
And then we took the parking. So there you go. That's great.
Wow. That's not happening nowadays, right? He has to let you know in advance. "Hey, honey, I'm gonna lean in for a kiss here. I just want you to know I'm bringing it in for the real thing here." Don't catch her. Okay, how about this? There's a bump in the night. Does he send you?
Whoa, oh gosh, no. He's a guy. He ain't gonna send. He's too protective in a lot of ways. He's very, very protective. He is.
Well, I think he has to go. Besides, he knows I was a big wrestling fan. I mean, you were in the Bible Belt. Maybe you were too. You remember them Ric Flair years. But if things go wrong for him, he can just yell, "Elaine," and then he can tag out, tag you in.
He'd probably say, "Get the rifle." I mean,
oh yeah,
go get
and then y'all are having an argument.
We got plenty of dogs that would handle the situation.
No, y'all are gonna have the argument, and you're like, "No, baby, I got him. Tag me in." "No, go get the rifle." He looks my weight class. I think I can take him. Elaine, 55 years. There have to have been other ways that you could have picked to go viral. Like, what are some of the other things you do that maybe not a lot of us know, or people in your circle? Like, are you a basket weaver? Do you play bass guitar? What are some of the other things you do?
I ride horses. I trail ride horses, and the horse I have at the moment is about 5 inches taller than my head at its back. He's a big old boy. And I've taken him all over the Southeast. We camp and ride. Yeah. My girlfriends and I. So that's, I'm not an athlete. I'm just saying, I ride horses. I do jiu-jitsu. I've never really done anything else but be a cheerleader in high school. That's it.
Well, depending on the cheerleaders.
Yeah, most people assume if you're starting late in a sport like I did, that I've been doing stuff all along, but I actually have not. It's somewhat odd, but I haven't.
Well, I was going to get to that one a little bit later, but maybe I need to get there now. So what got you into the gym and on the mat? What happened there?
Well, it actually started when he was in getting his master's degree down at Livingston University, South Alabama. Yeah. And I was bored, and somebody was teaching a 6-week judo course, and I thought, that sounds interesting. So I went to take the course with a friend of his, and it was really fun. I mean, I liked it. So I thought, well, I'll get back to Birmingham. I'll take judo maybe. Nobody taught it. I mean, nobody. And nobody did until I was 69 and ran across somebody that said, "Hey, my gym, they teach judo down there." And I went, "Really?" So I just called down and asked if they took old people. And I said, "Yeah, come on." So I started in judo, and he taught jiu-jitsu was on the next mat, and he taught both of them. So he finally said, "Elaine, why don't you try jiu-jitsu too?" So I did. I moved over to the jiu-jitsu mat and did both for a while, and then I just sort of stuck with jiu-jitsu.
Wow.
I know, I'm nuts.
Well, no. Well, we're about to let the listeners make that decision with these questions right here. You can see I was loading them up. I'm just putting the shells in right now because I'm about to. All right. Didn't someone in your circle either after you already started or during your first few lessons try to talk you out of it?
They didn't. My husband was one of those that said, "Hey, Elaine, if that's what you want to do, I don't care. Go ahead." Which is why I jumped out of an airplane when I was right after I got married too. Same thing. But my daughter, at least one of my daughters, were going, "Mom, why are you doing this?" But now they've gotten used to it because I'm just, I have to say though that my two daughters had been trying to decide who was going to take whom if one of us kicked the bucket. And my middle daughter said, "Now, Brittany, which is my oldest, I cannot take Daddy because we're too much alike. We'll do nothing but fight. So you have to take Daddy and I will take Mama." And Brittany said, "Well, you think you got the better of the deal, but I can ignore Daddy, but Mother's nuts." So there you go.
Yeah. And then we gotta take her to jiu-jitsu classes and pick her up. We gotta wash her gi. And we gotta go buy new mouthpieces for her and water bottles and energy drinks.
I want to learn to hang glide. That's my next bucket list thing. I want to hang glide off a cliff or something.
You know what? Right after the world competition in Vegas, there's some amazing cliffs out there with great updrafts. Just offering.
You got to learn how to do it first. I have never done it, but
Well, do tandem. Maybe you do tandem the first time. Get that out the way.
Yeah, but that's no fun. I mean, when I jumped out of an airplane, they didn't even hook me with anybody. They sent me by myself because back then they didn't have tandem stuff.
Oh my gosh.
I just went on my own and nobody else jumped. I was totally by myself. Totally.
Okay, well then that was a different time.
Yes, very different.
See, I'm trying to make you tandem and you're like, "No, bro, I don't do that." Oh my gosh.
I may have to, truthfully. Yeah, they may make me.
Okay, Elaine, I thought it in my head. I wanted to say it, I'm afraid. But okay, Elaine, when was the last time somebody told you you're crazy? Just gotta be.
Not too long ago, actually.
Yes, I could see it.
It's because of my age. They don't expect people my age to be doing stuff that I do. Really?
No. Okay, maybe I'll agree with that. But Elaine, when I think of my friends, a lot of us don't have a purple belt, first of all. Elaine, you get in fights with people that practice fighting. The rest of us don't want to do that. That's the first thing. Something tells me that you sound very tough. So I don't think you tap right away. I think you actually try to see one or two moves, you shrimp a little bit and see if you can get out. And then you realize, okay, all right, now I'll tap. I can't get out. Well, the rest of us are like, what?
Hey, I had a referee stop one of my fights because he said the girl was going to break my arm and I'm too hard-headed to tap.
I could see that. See,
I mean,
listeners, you
I
see
was
that?
so mad. I said, I didn't tap. He said, yeah, she's going to break your arm.
Oh my gosh. All right, Elaine, did you have any bullies in your younger years growing up?
Except for my brothers who pestered me to death. But they also taught me how to throw a good punch.
Yeah.
So I know how to do a little boxing here and there too.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's key. Man, you're like everything that Dana White is looking for his next UFC star. You remember Ronda Rousey? She had the background in judo. MMA is about striking. You're boxing. Your brothers help there. They're coaching you. The ground game of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the stand-up game, you started in judo. So that's your roots. I mean, so those angles and leverage, and I'm sure you're bringing that to your BJJ game. What was the movie with Jeff Speakman? The Perfect Weapon. That's what you are. I had you pegged as the perfect security detail. It's all the same. That's the movie. I used to live in Los Angeles. I know some people in Hollywood. We've got the script. It's already written. Your life is they stole her horse. They didn't know whose horse they were stealing. Now they have to deal with her.
What I'd love to be is maybe an ambassador for the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu group. That would be fun. At my age, to go around and encourage people, older to start and try it. If you don't like it, you don't have to stay, but it sure is fun.
I agree. Look, if I wasn't interested and I saw there was a free class or, even a cheap class of, a packet of lessons, and they were going to have a guest instructor. And if they told me she's about to turn 76, I'm out there, right? No matter how hard it is or how tough it is, either way, I'm a tough guy that day, because I'm going to say to myself, that lady's 76 and she's still doing this. And I am not 76. So it can't be that, why would I quit? I don't want to disappoint her. Okay, so Elaine, you have a competition coming up end of this month. Now, obviously this podcast will live in infamy. That's why I had to put that date there so people know we're in August of 2024. But you're going to go to Las Vegas, Nevada for a fight. Do you call it matches? I know some people don't want to call it a fight. What do you call it?
It's a fight.
Okay, yes, I know. Thank you. No, there are no pleasantries. No one's saying, well, you know what? I really like what you're doing with your hair. You got this. No, they want to win. So, Elaine, why aren't you leading? I know you sound so humble. Like people outside of your circle don't even know this. And obviously I'm an extrovert loudmouth. That's kind of why I got this podcast. But Elaine, I would lead with it. I got a fight in Vegas coming up, right? That just sounds amazing.
Yeah, but all I'm really trying to do in Vegas is survive the full 5 minutes if I can, because I'm at my age, and the other girls are going to be at least 10 years younger than me, because my Master 7 is 61 and older, while I'm,
what?
75. Yeah. They're my size, which is good. Right. I've got two. Right. They're my size, but they are going to be, probably a good bit younger than me.
Yeah.
So, and listen, it makes a difference. I can tell a difference between when I was 69 and now at 75. It just is. I know more, but that doesn't mean I can do more.
Yeah. So, Elaine, how are you judging yourself when you're training? And I don't want this to be offensive, but obviously, when we're all thinking of fighters, we know Rocky had to go do that road work. He's running behind the truck, But you're 76, and so I'm sure you shouldn't be running 20 miles a week. So, what are some of the things you like to do? You go low impact, swimming or biking, or?
Well, for this one, I'm going to the gym 3 times a week on lunch classes, and they do live rolls at the lunch class. So I'm going to do 3 or 4 live rolls at the end of class to get ready for Vegas. And then on Tuesday and Thursday, I'm doing a workout with one of the gym guys that owns the workout equipment, the weight equipment.
Yeah.
Just to get a little stronger going in. Other than that, and I'm watching videos, and the people in class are helping me. They say, okay, you need to learn this, or you need to do this, or if I have a question. It's hard to keep your head when you're fighting. I forget too much stuff.
Here I go again. I got to throw some more attitude at you, Elaine. Okay, first of all, you're working out 3 times a week. There's some of you live in the fattest nation in the world, right? Some of us haven't even been to the gym this month. And you're going 3 times a week. In the last month we haven't been. And then you also seem to have an understanding that, I'm gonna knock out some live rolls at the end of practice. Elaine, the rest of us are tired at the end of the practice. And you're just like, okay, come on, let's go.
Well, the competition is 5 minutes, and it's the longest 5 minutes of your life. So I just, I got to do it.
What are they doing for you then? Can we at least put you with someone a couple decades close to your age? Because I think most of us know that. You're an anomaly. There aren't going to be a lot of 70-year-olds it's gonna be hard to find 60-year-olds in most gyms.
50 or even 40 sometimes. I mean, I'm by far the oldest in my gym, and I'm usually rolling with girls. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. If I'm rolling with a guy, he's usually gonna mainly defend until he gets sick of me, and then he'll maybe flip me off. But the girls are gonna try to kill me. I mean, yeah. So I'm gonna get a hard fight from them because that's just the way girls are.
So I don't know whose side to take there. I want to say the guys. I want to say that the guys are nice, or the ladies say no. The last thing I want to do is end up on the internet with her tapping me. So the guys aren't thinking of that. Or we're not smart enough to put you out of your misery if we can. And now we're all tired. And some adrenaline has to kick in to get you off because we're like, no, bro, we can't let this happen.
I always feel guilty when I want to just sit out one of the rolls. It's like, okay, I'm sort of done. I need to sit that for a minute. Then I'll get up and go another round or two. But it's hard at my age. I'm just going to be honest. It's hard.
This is, I mean, it's a hard sport. You know, over in China, we all see that there are people, I'm going to assume your age, they could be older, they could be younger. And we see them doing Tai Chi in the park, something slow and flowing. Elaine, that is not what you're doing. Do you see yourself continuing competing after this upcoming tournament and staying in jiu-jitsu?
I'll stay in jiu-jitsu. I doubt I'll compete just because the age is hit the age where I probably don't need to. I'm afraid my professor's afraid I get hurt.
Yeah.
So I probably won't compete anymore. But my professor told me that I may have a black belt by the time I'm 80. I may need a walker to get on the mat.
Oh my God.
I'll hang in as long as I can. I mean, I like the sport too much and I love my gym and my friends down there. They're very nice to me.
Are they? I don't know who your gym owner is. Like, let's give him a shout out. Where do you work out at, if you don't mind?
I work out in the Gracie Baja Gym in Pelham, Alabama, and the owner is Khalifa Oliveira, who is wonderful. He is wonderful. Oh. He's a very religious man. He doesn't tolerate any bad language, any bad attitude, and you don't hurt the girls. There it is. So we have a lot of women in our gym. A lot. More than most jiu-jitsu gyms do. So
you said, well, it's a Gracie gym. I did catch that part.
Yeah.
So big dog for those who don't know. How do they resist not making you the poster child? Are you telling them, no, I'm good? Because you said people outside of your circle may not know, but I feel like all I need on my letterhead, on my advertisements are the fact that you're turning 76 here shortly and a picture, just in case they don't believe that you're, you know, how does that happen? Because I feel like all the advertisements should have you on it.
You know, we had a coral belt come to our gym to teach. And, you know, if you get to coral, then you've been doing jiu-jitsu, being a black belt for 30 years to get to a coral belt. So they're in their late 60s, 70s. And I was so honored that they came to our gym. And the first thing he said is, can I get a picture with you? I was shocked. Because, I mean, I'm just a little old lady. I'm not even good at my sport. I try hard, you know. But it's that I'm in perpetual, you know, pain.
Yeah. Okay, so you say you're a little old lady. You say you're not good at your sport. Those ladies in your gym, they don't think that. They're giving their best effort. They're trying. You said it themselves. There's something that my generation, people in my circle say, game recognized game. They know. They know.
Oh, I like it.
And then, you know, then lastly, I don't know what a little old lady is, but I do know this ain't what you want, people. No one wants to roll with you. I think everyone would say to themselves, nope. Nope, it's not going to happen to me. I feel like everyone would always throw their best at you, Elaine, and that's almost to your detriment. Like you were talking about the ladies. I feel like everyone wants to throw their best because of who you are. Do you agree?
It just makes me try harder. I mean, really, I don't want them to go easy on me. I need to be able to fight and defend myself.
I'm glad you agree.
I'd be disappointed if they did. Now, guys, I'll admit that. We got really nice guys in our gym.
Well, that leads me to this statement on how I know you're good. Because I know everyone's throwing their best at you. Iron sharpens iron. And if you're always getting everyone's best, there's no way. And by the way, purple belt. And you're in the Gracie system, so I know they're not giving away belts. So I know all I need to know. And so, I mean, you can say little old lady, your words, and I won't disagree with you. But no, it's
if
cool.
she fits, I mean,
Yeah. All right.
Honestly, I asked my professor, I have to tell you this week, last week, if he would just stall my belt for a while and let me stay at purple. And he said, "You don't need to tell me how to do my job." I went,
"Oh, yeah."
He was teasing me, but he said, "No, you know, we ain't stalling your belt, Elaine." You know, because I feel like I got the purple belt, then I had to earn the purple belt.
Yes.
But everybody sort of feels that way, truthfully, in jiu-jitsu.
I agree. All of my friends that do jiu-jitsu, first of all, I think that's why you fit in. All of y'all like to deprecate and say, "Oh yeah, no, I'm not that good." Really? I've seen you roll, and you guys are thinking of the next move while you're in a move. You already know. You know what? If I get that arm, this Kimura is going in.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say is the best part about your jiu-jitsu game? Is it your stand-up because you started in judo? Do you think that it's your quick thinking? Do you think you got good footwork? Do you think you've got some great upper body strength? Do you think it's your knowledge base? I'm just kind of curious how you see yourself.
Have you got anything else you could add that I might be able to? I'm not particularly quick. Well, I'm quicker than you would think, but I mean, strength is relative at my age. You know, I'm not flexible at all. I can't remember stuff, and you know, I have CRS. I can't remember stuff. So I mean, there's not a whole bunch left that I could say I'm good at. So I'm just hanging in and hanging on. I mean, you know, that's it.
Elaine, you sound like you have the good life. You get to ride your horses. You said you do it with your girls, but Elaine, I think you're gonna have to get an agent, and I think you're gonna have to start traveling. If not America, the world. And this is kind of your fault because you said you wouldn't mind being an ambassador. Do you know how many jiu-jitsu gyms? And I know a lot of the Gracie schools are going to want you, but all of the other gyms would just love for you to come in and maybe just come in and just teach a class. Is that something you'd be interested in?
No.
I'm
not a good teacher. No, I would never teach a class. I'm not that good at it. I help if I'm rolling with a younger belt or a white belt. I'll stop and say, "Okay, you shouldn't have let me do this, and this is how you keep me from doing it." But I'm not a teacher. That would not be. Now I'm happy to go in and go, "I really love jiu-jitsu, and this is why." But
hey guys, I'm here. Just so you know, I ain't teaching nothing.
Whoever wants to fight, I'm good for it. I don't care what size they are.
Wait a minute. See, that's the stuff right there, Elaine. You BJJ people. Here's the thing. You just said it. What? My heart don't pump no Kool-Aid. I hope you know that reference. But you just said it. I'll fight. I don't know. I'll go to the gym. They want me to fight somebody. I'll fight them. Elaine, normal people don't say that.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm sure. Oh my gosh. Yes.
You're trying to say I'm not normal now.
Yes. I'm insinuating. I'm beating around the bush. Did I say it? Please don't hurt me. I got a wife and 3 kids. Don't tap me. Okay. So I want to come back to the first thing.
Okay.
That's me being selfish, saying you got to tour the world. I mean, because that in itself would be a little bit of a chore. But I could just imagine
me to do it.
Oh, they certainly will. Yeah. Oh no, I totally meant it's a paid gig for you to come in and do all that. But I could just imagine, and I hope that more of your videos make it outside of those of us who are into the grappling arts, because I want other people to be inspired by this. I coach athletics. I used to teach Kung Fu. I used to teach wrestling. It's just, there are so many people that talk themselves out of things, and they say, well, I'm too old, or I'm too short, or I'm not strong enough, or I'm not a fighter, or even what you said. I used to cheerlead in high school, but I don't do a lot of stuff in between. And, I haven't been athletic in 20 years or 30 years, they may say. And so they're talking themselves out of it until you walk into the gym, and then we all got to shut up. Just saying. It's okay. I made it a tour. I put you on the Motley Crue tour, the world tour. How about once a month? I feel like maybe even once a month that could be something. But I'm just.
Hey, you can be my talent agent.
I see that. I'm gonna have to. I'll be out there for you. So then I want to get to that other part that you mentioned there, Elaine. My dad, God rest his soul, is no longer with us. But one of the things he always said is he used. Everyone attributes it to Mike Tyson, but I thought Bruce Lee said it first. Everyone has a game plan until they get punched in the mouth. So you were saying earlier when I asked you about getting ready for your fights. So you walk in, you realize, look, other stuff is going on. I'm about to come out here and fight people. And then so far we're 45 minutes in, and I'm having fun, by the way. I'm looking at that. I'm like, what? But other people, excuse me, other people are like, I'm not really sure about this. So I just got to know, is that kind of what you go into a fight thinking? Do you say, I have a game plan, or no, let me just see fights. They say styles make the fight. Let me see what they like to do, what they think they're going to do, and then I'm going to exploit it. Which way do you go?
Well, most of the time I have no idea what kind of fighter the girl is I'm fighting.
Right.
Everybody says you should have a game plan. I have no idea exactly what that would look like, except to survive. I mean, is that a game plan? That's a game plan.
Yes, ma'am. It counts.
I really just don't want to embarrass my professors. I want to do a good job. I've only had one fight that I really just did not do well in, and I made it the full 5 minutes. I just wasn't happy, with the way I did, and I kept watching the video later, going, "You're an idiot. Why did you do that?" I mean, that's.
Did you hear yourself? We always do that, right? We're talking to the video.
So, I just want to do the best I can do, and survive the fight. And I've only won one fight in my entire career. My first fight, I won one, I lost one, I tied two, but the ties went to the other girl.
Because of aggression?
I've been fighting either girls that were younger than me or girls that were bigger than me.
Yeah.
And it's hard to win that kind of match.
Yes.
And I mean, I'm lucky to survive that. I mean, if I can go 5 minutes, that's pretty good for me.
But for those of us, I told you I'm in the grappling arts. I teach martial arts, and most people don't understand a 30-second fight is a lot for some people.
And honestly, I have to admit, I feel like if I've got the nerve or guts to step on that mat, then I've sort of already won something for myself.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. No, that's. You could have another Alabama great. You could have taken the Forrest Gump approach and ran from it. But no, you showed up, especially when you look across that mat, and maybe you say to yourself, man, she looks younger than me, or she looks bigger than me, or because I know they tell you sometimes in advance, hey, just so you know, brackets are out. We don't have anyone in your weight or age, and are you okay with this 45-year-old girl, a woman, sorry. And then
I have moved on a few times, yeah.
yeah. And then, oh, by the way, we got to bump you up to this weight class because we don't want you in this one. Really, all we have is a bunch of 20-year-olds. So can we take you up to this weight class? Because at least we got some 40-year-olds or 50-year-olds in there. Like I could see that happening for you. And yet,
well, I did when I was, I say younger, you know, my early 70s. I would go down a age class or two, but finally the professor said, Elaine, I just really don't want you to do that because you're so far ahead of them age-wise. I'm afraid that's not safe for you.
Yeah.
Well, I stopped doing that about a year ago or so. I stay if there's anybody to fight. A lot of times there's not. I mean, how many people my age want to fight you?
No, to your point, I used to live in Georgia. So I had that border love for you. Before I moved here to Texas, I was living in Georgia, and I know a young lady there, a mom of four, a mom of three. Yeah, a mom of three. She has a black belt in jiu-jitsu. And it is hard for her to find fights. She lives over in Savannah. Her and her husband run a gym, and it is hard for her to find fights. Women who are black belts and, you know, age and like it's a challenge for her. So she has to go find someone wherever they are hiding at in Georgia or come over to Alabama. And then, you know, we always don't want to travel that far sometimes. So it's hard for her. And I could see that for you. Elaine, I want to know then, you said hang gliding. Are there any other bucket list items you want to do, and what are they? Well,
truthfully, I've pretty well covered my bucket list. We've done whitewater rafting and zip lining with my grandkids, and I've traveled all over the Southeast with my horse.
Yeah.
Riding. I've parachuted out of an airplane. So hang gliding is probably the last thing, you know, that besides the fact I just want to get better in jiu-jitsu, but that's not really a bucket list thing. That's just a goal.
Yeah. Excuse me. All right. Vegas. Elaine, after the fight.
Yeah.
After the fight, no matter the turn. No, actually, when is the date of the fight? I need to see if I can make some plans here. When is the fight?
More than likely, my fight at the moment, they're saying we'll either fight Friday or Saturday, the Master 7. They have not. They'll wait till the week of the fight to actually let us know for sure time and day, which drives my husband crazy because it's hard to make plans at the last minute.
Yeah.
But so
I'm trying to look here.
It's August like 27th, 28th, something like that.
Okay. Sorry. Anniversary weekend for me.
Oh, yeah. I missed that one. Unless you're taking her to Vegas.
This is the paper one. It's our 10th wedding anniversary, so it's the paper one. Now we got plans in Dallas already. But hey, I'll be sending some good vibes to you. Maybe I can maybe I can stream. I had a buddy that was just in the judo championships, and you could stream that. So maybe that would be a great idea for you too when we find out a little more. So then you're going to Vegas. What about travel though? Are there any places that you still would like to go that you haven't been for travel? And where would that be? If I have a jet and it's fully gassed up, all you have to do is get on. Don't worry about anything. And I'm going to cover your accommodations, give you a little living stipend and stuff. When you get there, I'm a big dog. This is hypothetical, Elaine. But where would you go with all that taken care of?
You know, I would love to go to Brazil and hit one of those big gyms down there where the Gracie Barra people are.
Yeah.
That would be great. I would like to. That's a huge country though, so you know you find out. But all my professors are from Brazil, so it's not like they don't know where you can go.
Is there? I don't even know where the Gracies started. I'm gonna just stereotypically say they were in Rio, but yeah, your gym owner is probably like, oh, go to this town. You know, that's where I'm from. That's where the best is. And you'd have to make a decision. Someone's got to steer you in the right direction.
Or I would love to go to, they have these big seminars where all the Gracie by how people show up, the big black belts and coral belts, and they do a week-long seminar. I'd love to go and just to be a part of that. I went to the women's seminar in Arizona, and that was fun.
Oh, yeah. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it was. It was great. But I don't know. We'll see if I can go again this year. I'd like to.
So, Elaine, what would your peers, people at your gym that you roll with, that you know, your instructors, how would they describe you? If I'm like, hey, so I'm just moved to town. My friend lives here, Elaine Wynn. You guys know her? What would they say?
Well, I don't know. I think my professors would say I'm a pretty tough little girl. Because honestly, when I started, I'm the only one that I can think of that's still in the gym because everybody else had stopped. And I would have thought I would be the one that would drop out. I would assume he would think I would have been the one that didn't continue, and yet I'm the one that did. So it's sort of interesting.
That was one of my questions. Was there at any point where you thought, yeah, I think this is probably it? I'm sorry, I don't know the adult belts. Whatever I know there's a blue and there's a brown.
It's white, then blue, then purple, then brown, then black. White, blue, purple, brown, and black.
Did you think you'd stay this long?
Yeah.
Oh,
I did.
She knows herself well. That's why you're a success. You know, I do a lot of public speaking. I talk to kids, and I always say there are 3 rules. If you don't like these 3 rules, triple your money back. But the first one is know yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses. Just know about yourself, and that helps you with everything else in your life. The number 2 thing is set goals. Now, the goals will change. Sometimes you can't make that straight line path. Sometimes you got to go here, then here, and then here, but get back on path to go to it. And the number 3 thing is always ask yourself, what am I getting out of this? So, Elaine, I got to know, what are you getting out of jiu-jitsu? What are you getting out of this?
Well, when I started, I had osteopenia in my hips. I do not anymore. The last time they x-rayed my shoulders, the doctor said, man, your bones look great. Well, let me tell you why. I'm doing jiu-jitsu. I have to pick up people. And when I started, I could not, if I was on my knees and they had their legs around my waist, you've done enough of this. And the professor would say, okay, you need to stand up. I couldn't stand up. Now I can stand up and pick them up.
Oh.
So my bones have gotten really good. It certainly helps my brain sort of stay intact because you're constantly learning new things.
Yes, ma'am.
And trying to remember the things that you've forgotten.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. And it's a challenge. And that probably is the biggest thing for me. I like a challenge. It's why I ride horses that sometimes other people might not want to get on. It's a challenge. And I think jiu-jitsu will always be a challenge no matter how far up that thing you go.
Yes.
It's a challenge. You never get to the end of it. You just die, you know.
Yeah.
You never get to the end.
Was there anything that you wanted to talk about that we didn't get to, or you want to pass on? If you will, I would even say a mantra, but was there anything that you wanted to leave everyone with here?
I'll tell you, right after I started jiu-jitsu, professor had taken a picture of me. I'm on top of a girl doing something another, and I had it blown up, and on the bottom I put not too old and not too late, and I've hung it where I can see it every day.
Yes.
To remind myself, hey, I don't care how old you are, it's not too old, it's not too late. You know, do what you want to do. And I'm lucky that I've had a really good support team because my husband he knows I'm nuts, so he doesn't care.
Yeah. Elaine's going to be Elaine, people. Yes, I just get out the way. This ain't my first rodeo. 55 years with her. You pretty much get out the way. Well, Elaine, thank you for talking with Donato. Have a great rest of the day.
It's been great. Thank you so much for having me. It was an honor to talk to you.
Oh, it's a pleasure.